When my father talks about the 1980 disappearance and murder of his cousin Lionel during the Salvadoran Civil War, he says, "When we found Lionel, oof, he was covered in torture wounds. Oof, it was brutal." If we focus on oof, what is missing from his story? What does he fail to say? My dissertation focuses on late 20th century stories of loss from Central America and the United States. If you don't know much about Central America, or anything at all, it is the area of land that connects North and South America. A quick Google search for news on Central America will most likely reveal newspaper articles on the intense violence that currently takes over the region. If you open a Latin American history textbook, you'll most likely find many pages dedicated to Central America's recent past, a summary of the 1970s and 80s civil wars that tore apart many countries and resulted in the mass disappearance of civilians at the hands of their governments. But this type of language limits our understanding of Central America, and this is where my research intervenes. I use failure as a theoretical term that acts as a productive idea. For example, I look at the inconsistencies and gaps in eyewitness accounts, novels, performances, and visual art that fail to represent a story of missing bodies that is complete and coherent. I call such incomplete stories functional failures because they use ideas such as losing, forgetting, and unbecoming as experiences that challenge the social inequalities making Central America such a violent place. So while failure can be seen as a source and cause of violence, functional failure allows us to question how violence creates the missing bodies that cannot be acknowledged by history. Central America has a complicated history and present. I hope that my research asks the questions that will allow us to see how complex the region and its people actually are. Thank you.